Hey guys, this is going to be a first. So, welcome to Pop's first authentic preview of a UFC fight card. So, we're going to have Ultimate Fighting Championship UFC 282 coming up on the 10th this weekend. What we're not going to get is the fight between Robbie Lawler and Santiago Ponzinibbio. That's not going to happen. Scratched. We're not going to get the fight between Yuri and Glover. Scratched. We are going to get a fight between Bryce Mitchell and Ilia Topuria. I'm sorry. This one is a tough fight to call. It could go either way. In fact, did I mention all the fights on this card are going to be very difficult to call? In the last few cards, I wanted to do predictions, and I just didn't spend any time and come out and do it. And I was upset with myself after each one because in each card, I ended up only having one fight wrong. And I can't remember off the top of my head because I'm too busy focused on this. But in this card, I could be wrong on every single fight because they could all go either way. Topuria versus Mitchell, I want to see Topuria win because he and there's some beef stirring up a little bit with Patty. And Patty Pimblett also has to win in order for that beef to just keep simmering. And the two of those young men, young studs, will get an opportunity to put themselves to the test at a better point in their careers, hopefully, but we shall see. Anyway, Bryce, I actually picked to win this fight. Bryce Mitchell was one of my all-time favorites in top control as a fighter, young, hungry, young man. He should not ever talk, especially politics or science. He should steer clear of those two things. He's young. I mean, he's a human being. He seems to be a caring human being, and that's always a positive thing. Although the direction he's taken, it misses the mark on caring. It's kind of stupid. But I'm still picking Bryce to win this fight, even though I want Topuria to win. Okay? Next, we're going to go with Darren Till and Duplessis from South Africa. Darren Till, mate, from over there across and I switch up and ended up almost being Australian versus where Darren's from, which might have to do as we get higher in the list. But Darren Till can be a jerk, right? If there was Batman and Robin, it's the wolf and the Till, right? And he's sometimes a douche, and he can fight, so he can win this fight. But I'm picking Duplessis. I am a big fan of EFC and the South African Federation. I'm a big fan of all of their athletes, and any of them that come, I stand behind them, and I want them to do well so that the people in South Africa can cheer for somebody. And so Duplessis, I'm picking to win this fight. And he really stands a pretty good chance. Darren Till is a very good fighter, so he's gonna want to knuckle up, which is a very dangerous game for Duplessis and a dangerous game for Till. So any one of them could get put out before the 3 rounds is up, and I don't think that's going to a decision, but we shall see. Moreno and Santiago Ponzinibbio. Can I move this? No. Moreno and Ponzinibbio. This one bothers me again because it could go either way. I didn't even really want Robbie to fight this fight. Robbie's been around for such a long time. He's had such an illustrious career. He will always go out on his sword, and there's no one who could tell anyone else when it's time to do anything that they're doing. It's their life, and you want them to enjoy it. In this particular business that these folks are in, I'm just watching it. But the business that they're in, I feel like there are certain times where as you age, this is something I do know about, right? Because as you age, I am familiar with that. I'm 60 years old next year. And I'm familiar with the difficulty in injuries healing. So I didn't really want that fight. But the weird part is I look at Alex like a Robbie in a sense, only a little bit younger, a little less mileage, but kind of tough, go out on your sword, kind of throw it all out there kind of guy. So it's really going to be a close fight. I would like Santiago Ponzinibbio to win because I really like his style. I always have, but that's my prediction. But this one's going to go either way. Remember, Santiago was training for Robbie. Alex, they're going to do a catch weight. Who does that favor? Did Santiago, was he training and getting into a training shape and then told, don't worry about your weight because you're just going to come in at a weight where Alex is? And then Alex has just been training at the gym at this weight and he's ready to go. I don't know who does this favor. So again, I'm going to pick Santiago because I kind of want Santiago, but I could go either way. Patty and Jared, I've already said it. I'm a Patty fan. The young man, he's got so many positive things going for him, and he also suffers from a few negatives. One being that he has not been tested. Number two being his hands, his stand-up is definitely questionable, but the defense really is questionable. Offense as well. Certainly, his stand-up is just questionable. In fact, it's clearly limited. More importantly, I don't want to call it something that's not. That's not fair. Questionable would be that I think that it is as highly ranked as his ground game, which I think is very high. There's a lot of fighters who suffered because of one limitation. And so I just hate to see that happen to Patty at this point. I would like to see him continue to work on his hands because I know that just with everything else he's got, you got to love him. Jared is just a good, solid fighter who has fought better competition. So I still want Patty, and I'm picking Patty. And for the main event of the evening, Jan Blankovic versus Magomed Ankalaev. I am picking Magomed Ankalaev for the win, although I want Jan to win the fight. Why do I want the 39-year-old Jan to win the fight and return to light heavyweight championship glory? I don't know. I like the dude. Why do I want Magomed Ankalaev to lose? I don't. Actually, either one of these guys could win this fight. Either one can win. I just happen to want Jan to get his belt back. And Magomed, I just feel, is on a mission, just like a lot of his countrymen. So this should be fun. With all that said, guys, I want to appreciate you guys for coming by. You don't know that this took courage. And I'll tell you why. Because all of these fights are going to be close. This is a card that has some close-ass fights. Right? It just is. Okay? Could go look at the pre-fights, but I'm not going to get on that. Remember Thompson and Holland? Yeah. This one, there was nothing on here. Yeah, I was not even surprised by Tai Tuivas's loss. I would have predicted it. Yeah. Again, if Derek Brunson would have fought Jack Hermanson, I would have picked Derek Brunson to beat Jack Hermanson. It just is. Jack Hermanson is a very tough man, but he's, again, certain people are limited. Even this is where a Patty Pimlet situation, only without Patty's got a whole bunch of other intangibles that do not exist. Oh, of course, there are obviously different weight classes as well. But anyway, this one was easy to pick. You know, it was easier to look at this card and pick who you thought was going to win. This one would have been you might say, you call it, but no, man. This man right now is on a mission, and he comes in and he's swinging. So it's going to honestly take somebody like Gan would be a good fight for Pavlovich right now because of his skills. He's not going to just start swinging when Pavlovich swings. And then that's not going to meet like a rhino and a gorilla in the middle of, they're just not going to do that. Anyway, I think I told you guys I was going to let you go, and then I jumped into something else. So thank you for stopping by. Spirit Hop.